It was so great actually to work with you on this project of Untold Stories, looking at women in the suffragette movement, the peace movement and the human rights movement, especially looking at the stories of women from minority communities whose stories are quite often not told. I love that you explored Princess Sophia and the story of her involvement in women's suffrage.
I didn't realise that she was such a prominent person in the suffragette movement from the Sikh community, but that she didn't pay her taxes either, which was great. I wish we could pay taxes now. But what I thought was, the untold stories of these other women. I think we just need to have a look in all our communities of these stories and make a resource and have role models for the younger generation now.
Yeah, it was great to learn about the Jewish League, about the Baha'i women that work for peace, and then bringing it up to date and looking at Malala and Ella Gandhi and the amazing things they've done for human rights, for women's human rights, for education. It's so important, and then to gather all that in a great booklet, that is going to be used in schools and faith communities.
And what I liked about our events was that we had dialogue sessions afterwards where people could discuss the stories, and they could discuss, at one of the events we did the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and towards the end we did with Malala, education as a human right. So I think that all added to the events.
And being supported by the Scottish Government. We had the Cabinet Secretary for Communities come to our first event, which shows that actually, we're interested in women's stories, but so are government, and people are beginning to recognise that when women's voices are heard and women's stories are told, we have a different dynamic in society, a much more equal and sort of equally gendered story, equally gendered society, and I really like that.
Right, and I think this booklet that we've got here, the Untold Stories, can be used with ethnic minority groups, faith groups, all sorts of organisations, and I think it would be an eye-opener for people actually, and it really is, I think, a very useful resource.
And great that we've told their stories.
That's right.